Hello mariners, hope you guys are doing well. In this video we are going to discuss with the flammability diagram that is a part of tanker operation. So it is one of the most important and a critical thing, that is a flammability diagram. On the basis of this only, on tanker we do gas freeing, we do inerting, and lots of operation takes place on the basic of this only. So I will try my best so that you can get each and every part clear in this video, and I hope you will clear your doubts. And if there are any comments, feel free to comment and I will clear your doubts. And also do like and subscribe my channel, share with your friends. So let's begin with the tanker operation. We will discuss with some of the part. So as when the petroleum products are loaded, it emits a lot of vapor due to its volatile characteristics, and it's means the vapor which is produced is mostly of a hydrocarbon, that is known as the CH, and CH, that is hydrocarbon, plays a critical role in explosion. So in flammability diagram we mostly deal with two things. One is one is about the oxygen, that how much percentage the oxygen should be there in the tank, so this should so the explosion should not take place if the CH value is between such and such. So the CH and that oxygen we deal with only by the by volume, whereas the CH gas we deal in the LEL percentage while doing gas freeing and such operation. So as we know that the petroleum cargoes emits lots of vapor, and vapor in the form of CH, that is hydrocarbon gases. When the hydrocarbon gases is too low, and on it's such low that the explosion cannot take place, is known as the too lean. And when the CH gas is very high, at that case, in that scenario also, the explosion does not take place. So that particular time is known as the CH too rich. Now in these things the two terminology come place, that is one is known as the lower flammable limit, that is LFL, or the other is known as the lower explosive limit. This is one LFL or LEL, and the other is UFL, that is upper flammable limit, and the other is UEL, that is upper explosive limit. The lower flammable limit means when the CH gas is too lean, where the explosion cannot take place, and the UFL or UEL is when the CH concentration is too high, where the explosion does not take place. So now let's have a definition, means how to define it. So it is the concentration of a CH gas. It is a concentration of a CH gas in air below which there is insufficient CH, that is hydrocarbon, to support and propagate combustion. Now upper flammable limit or upper explosive limit. So it is a concentration of CH gas in air above which there is insufficient air to support and propagate combustion. When that's, I think till this it's clear to you. Now let's have a view on a flammability diagram, and I will discuss y-axis and x-axis too. So let's begin with that. Exact the flammability curve, flammability diagram. What is the flammability length? Now guys, as you are seeing on the screen, this is the flammability diagram. So the shaded part, the dotted part which you are seeing, is known as the flammable mixture. The flammable mixture means in this area anything is inerted or a fresh air or dilution with the air is done, the explosion may take place. So let's have a discussion. Let's have a view on a y-axis. Y-axis deal with a hydrocarbon gas, that is percentage by volume, that is 1%, 2%, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. And the x-axis is a flammable it's a oxygen line, that is x-axis is oxygen. Now you had already seen what is the flammable mixture. Now let's as you were saying that point number F, that is F, which is in the left side of the screen at the top, that is F. And now let's think in such a manner that if the CH concentration is 12% at 12%, the means the CH in the tank is 12%, and and the mixture in the tank is, the oxygen content in the tank is 11.5, and at that time we are putting the inert gas in the tank, then there is a chances of explosion, means the explosion will definitely take place, because the curved line is passing between the flammable mixture, means it is indicating that when the concentration of the oxygen by volume in the tank is between 11.5 to 18.9, and in that condition we will put inert gas, then definitely 100% the explosion will take place. Simply, as ISGOT also says that the minimum oxygen in the tank should be 8%. ISGOT clearly says that, but as from the flammability diagram we are clear that minimum 11.5 is the oxygen content when the explosion may take place, but in a safer side the ISGOT has taken as a 8%. So now let's see the point number F, I am to say G, where G is saying, what is saying that if suppose the CH concentration is 5% by volume, so 5% by volume, and mixture is less than that, that is suppose the oxygen content in the tank is still that is 11.5, and at that time the CH, and we are we are doing a critical dilution with air, that is the CH value is 5%, then there is a critical chances the explosion may take place as it is nearly passing to the flammable mixture. So now if we will now see the point number H. So in H it is dilution is doing with the air, means dilution is doing it there, it means there is a CH percentage is less than by 2% by volume, and at that stage we are doing this dilution, then there is no chances at all. So this is what we are talking about the flammability diagram. Let's have a discussion that what is the minimum oxygen we required, what is the CH concentration is required, so there is no chance of explosion. So now let's have a discussion on that. So now the flammable range is between 1% and 10% of the CH gas. So 1% to 10% of the CH gas, and it means that if the CH gas in the tank is between 1% to 10%, and in that condition we are doing gas freeing, that the explosion may take place. Now in the same way, now let's talk about our oxygen content. Now it's saying that if the oxygen content in the tank is 21% to 11.5% by volume, and in that condition if we are putting a CH gas, that is hydrocarbon gas, then there is a chances of explosion. Hope this is clear. So while doing gas freeing or inerting, we should have in a mind that any stage the one should be eliminated, either eliminate the oxygen or either eliminate the CH gas. For eliminating CH gas or oxygen, before that we used to do that is known as purging. So on this topic I will make another video, that is what is purging, what is inerting, and what is a gas freeing. So hope guys this is clear to you. And one more thing, the curve which you are seeing at point number E, the examiner used to ask, means I have faced this question from the one of the surveyor, and unfortunately I have, in a panic, I had just used the other value, and at that time he failed me in one of. So the point E, where the small curve is making, that value is 10.5, that is the minimum oxygen value you required for explosion, or that is a minimum oxygen content at which the CH gas is introduced where the explosion may take place. Hope guys this is clear to you, and please do like and subscribe the channel and share with your friends. Thank you and Jai Hind.